and they took whatever they wanted, corn, livestock. They did the same after Boss Bob came home. He just said,
let them go their way, because that's what they're going to do anyway.
We were scared of them than they were of the devil. But they spoke right kindly to us colored folks. They said,
if you like your master and want to stay, well, you can do that. But now you can go where you want to go, because ain't nobody going to stop.
The niggas couldn't hardly get used to that. When they wanted to go, they still went up to the big house for a pass. They just couldn't understand about the freedom. Old Moss or Mr. said, you don't need no pass. All you got to do is just take your foot in your hand and go.
March on and go, power to go, march on and go, power to go, march on and go, power to go, run very well. I do want some party rock. Oh yes, Lord, no window song can build it up. Oh yes, Lord, march on and go, power to go, march on and go, power to go, march on and go, power to go, run very well. I never imagined that the emancipated wouldn't understand what to do when freedom came. I guess you can't really know what you've never experienced.
That is so true. Slavery didn't become illegal throughout the United States until the ratification of the 13th Amendment on December 6, 1865. That was 6 months after the Juneteenth Proclamation. Can you believe that in 2013, Mississippi was the last state to sign the 13th Amendment? 2013. It's so telling.
Yeah, it means we're still dealing with the consequences of slavery. It's time for a new kind of freedom. Take my breastplate, sword in hand. God's gonna build up Zion's wall. March out boldly through the land. God's gonna build up Zion's wall. Great day, righteous marching, great day. God's gonna build up Zion's wall. Great day, righteous marching, great day. God's gonna build up Zion's
Lots of people there are listening. So, Mr. Wilkes, we'd love to hear about today's performance. If you continue to keep things up before having Steve talk about
people from far and near. Let me see, how many native San Antonians we have here? Well, I have been esteemed honor and a privilege. As you can tell, I'm not from around these parts. I'm originally from Jamaica. So, luckily for you, I'm also one of the actors, and we also have Enola Boguet and Jessica J. for your pleasure. I hope something away from this. This is Texas history. This is American history. This is world history. Thank you so much. Enjoy.
And slaves. It was established by the Republic of Texas to protect this region in 1836, the last Confederate state to end slavery.
finally out of less than farm animals. The institution of slavery was worse than farm animals, was wrong morally, spiritually, and economically.
I wonder how people enslaved.
Well, you do know that President Lincoln's 1860 Texas, it wasn't until 2.5 years later, when General Order No. 3 was issued, that all Texans were informed that all slaves were free. That's why we celebrate Juneteenth.
I sure bet those folks in Texas rejoiced on their first Juneteenth. Look up Zion's home. The Lord has set his people free. God's gonna build up Zion's home. Great day, the righteous marching. Great day, God's gonna build up Zion's home. Great day, the righteous marching. Great day, God's gonna build up Zion's walls.
Interviewers met her, found that her features and skin color.
When my eldest brother heard we were free, he gave a whoop and ran and jumped a high fence and told Mammy,
Goodbye.
then he grabbed me up and said,
Brother's gone. Don't expect you'll see me anymore.
I don't know where you went, but I never did see you again. Run, oh run, sinner, run.
I know the other one's not like this.
Time is a ribbon to cross, stretch your rod and run across. Run, sinner, run, sinner, run. Oh, run, sinner, run.
I know the other one's not like this.
Body knows the trouble I see, Lord. Oh, body knows the Jesus.
I well remember the day freedom was declared. We had the tearing down dinner that day. The niggas bellowed and cried and didn't want to leave Master. He talked to us and said, there were lots of springs in this place, and Master Doctor gave them stuff to put up the cabin by that spring. And they took what they had not too far from Master. They'd come up to the big house of flowers.
Should tired of mourning, bow down on your knees, angels. My Lord. He said,
I'll explain to you. It's the order from the government that makes it against the law to keep you as slaves.
you should have seen those colorful. Their faces were long as their arms, and so pested they didn't know what to say or do. Master never said another word and walked away. The color folks said,
Where are we gonna live? What are we gonna do?
then Master laughed and hard. Jubilee, Jubilee, oh my Lord, Jubilee, Jubilee, oh Lord, Jubilee. What's the matter with the mourners? Oh my Lord, oh Lord, Jubilee, Jubilee, oh my Lord, Jubilee, Jubilee, oh Lord, Jubilee, 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 oh my Lord, Jubilee, Jubilee, oh Lord, Jubilee.
And pay her for it. She was scared. I would have to say if I wanted to or not. And she begged me not to. We got into the big house and all the niggas were standing there with their little bundles on their heads.
Oh, but me myself am going to Miss Mary's.
So all the niggas got in the court with Nanny and went up to Miss Mary's. And sang and prayed and was so excited, we didn't eat any supper. Though Mary had stirred up some victuals. Around to some other places and lived in Corsicana for a while. While Nanny in the house. And she died there.
Let my people
arrested
In fact, one of his
in
plays I want to do
2013
is
in
Texas
Connecticut at the Alamo for Art and Culture's Juneteenth celebration, and it was just 10 minutes. And I understand
Is it going to be a long time or?
for that.
Okay.
And then I performed it here in 2014.
Yes. Cool. So this is the first time you're kind of seeing it like this brand.
Yeah, I hadn't seen this before, so I was very impressed.
I found more
Sure.
testimonials and I found more spirituals, and I made it connect with people.
He's talking.
In terms of how the songs integrate and speak to each of the narratives. I didn't want to change.
You ready?
the narrative
Almost. Okay, you just talk to me. Don't look at the camera. We'll keep it quick. All right, so we'll start with the hardest question. First name, last name, please.
My name is Herman Wilkes.
Okay, so tell me about what you saw, basically. What did that evoke for you?
So it was a wonderful experience to be able to get some historical perspective about exactly how the emancipation took place and how the general came down to Galveston and ultimately, let all of the slaves know that they were free. Even though it was 2.5 years later, it was still a glorious moment, and I thought it was depicted well.
Yeah, and as far as the okay,
Here's the audio. I didn't catch it.
okay, that's okay.
There's a song that we sing.
Okay, we're good now.
So Herman Wilkes, Wilks, Herman Wilkes. So this interpretation, obviously interesting to watch, right? And to watch it in real life and in real language as well. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. It was very heartwarming to see the representation of what's meant so much for so many millions of enslaved people back in 1865 when the emancipation news finally made it down to Galveston Bay. And the representation of the play this morning was just an amazing event to see.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it evokes in so many in this culture. Can you talk to us about that, watching or sitting and watching it?
The other thing wasn't just a celebration of everything that happened at that time, but also a depiction of, some of the tragedies that continued on for several years after that. So bringing that to the forefront as well, so that people can be more aware about some of the tragedies that took place even after the emancipation in 1865, I thought was very important and relevant and invoked quite a bit of feeling for me.
Can you tell me what kind of difference this day means for so many in the Black community, the culture, and moving forward, the progress?
Absolutely. It makes a tremendous difference for us to be able to see the progress that we've made even since that time. And it's encouraging to see that we continue to move forward every single day. And in Texas, it's good to know that, we have a historical perspective and that we never forget, some of the tragedies that took place back then, but that we also have an ability to look forward to the future.
All right, thank you so much. Anything else you want to add we might have missed?
No, I'm just happy to be here, and it was a great experience, and glad to be able to see it and experience it for myself.
Thank you so much.
Thank
yeah,
you.
You're so well spoken.
You're welcome.
I'm glad you said what you did. I was like,